Welcome everyone to my another video in the series of debilitated planets. I'm going to continue with planet Saturn today. So what happens when Saturn becomes debilitated in the sign of Aries? See, the Aries is the positive sign of Mars. Mars is having two signs, that is Aries and the Scorpio sign. In the sign of Aries, Mars is exhibiting its energies very positively and very outrightly. Whereas in the sign of Scorpio, Mars's energies are very subdued and they are not exhibited very outrightly. So you can say the sign of Aries is the positive sign of Mars and the sign of Scorpio is the negative sign of Mars. So Saturn, being enemy of Mars, Saturn considers Mars as its enemy, whereas Mars considers Saturn as its neutral. So Saturn would hate to be in the sign of Mars, especially if it is the Aries sign. So here it doesn't enjoy in that sign. Also, the energies of Mars and Saturn, they are not very happy with each other. They are contradicting. Mars is all about being assertive, whereas Saturn wants to remain subdued. It doesn't want to exhibit its energies. Mars wants to assert itself. Mars wants people to know itself, where Saturn is happy being anonymous. Mars is very impulsive, whereas Saturn is very restrictive. It doesn't want to react. It wants to think about something and the repercussions and then react. So what happens? These people become very irritable. Mars is about being self-centered. In the energies of Aries, these people become very self-contained. They will think about themselves first. So Saturn is all about servitude. So it wants to help others. It wants to serve others. So again, the energies are mismatching here. Mars is also about being angry. It's about being angersome. So Saturn doesn't want to be angry. It wants to contain its anger within itself. So where Mars is push, Saturn is pull. So push and pull energies are happening together in this sign. So Saturn becomes debilitated at 20 degrees in the sign of Aries. That is the deepest point of debilitation for planet Saturn. So the planet Aries, so the sign of Aries is having three nakshatras. The first nakshatra would start at 0 degrees and it will end at 13 degrees 20 minutes, which is ruled by Ashwini, which is the planet of Ketu. So Ketu controls the Ashwini nakshatra. So that nakshatra is not very destructive for planet Saturn. But the second nakshatra, that is the Bharani nakshatra, which starts from 13 degrees 20 minutes and it ends at 26 degrees 40 minutes, is having the Bharani nakshatra, which is ruled by planet Venus. Although Saturn considers Venus as its friend, but here the impact of Venus is also driven by the impact of Aries sign, that is Mars. So Mars and Venus energy, whenever they are together, they become very sexual. They become very creative. So what happens is the people born under the Bharani nakshatra will have lots of creativity and appreciation for arts, whereas Saturn is elusive of all these things. It has got no time to appreciate the artistic things, whereas Saturn is happy being a worker and being a very punctual kind of a person. So Saturn will not enjoy being in the Bharani nakshatra. Now Bharani is associated with containment. It wants to contain, whereas Saturn wants to walk out, and it wants to walk out in the fields and it wants to work hard. So Saturn becomes very uncomfortable in the sign of Bharani. Here the energies of Venus in the Bharani are very sexual. So Saturn wants to stay away from these things. So Saturn becomes very uncomfortable again. So here the energies of Venus wants to contain things, wants to possess things, whereas Saturn wants to give away. So again, the energies are mismatching. So what happens is that these people will have to suffer very hard to attain things in life, and they will not be able to contain things easily. They will have to work very hard to have the uh, good things of life, but they will slip away from their hands, and they will find it very difficult to contain the necessities of life. And what happens is that these people suffer a lot in terms of their careers also, because Saturn's energies are not matching in the sign of Aries. The work which is requiring them to be a salesperson, which requires them to tour and travel, they are highly suited to these people. In fact, I have seen couple of charts who are doing very well as commission agents, or as dealers, or as people who have lots of travel involved in their jobs, because Aries is a movable sign. So these people cannot stick in a job for long, or if they are being in a job, it has to show some movements. So otherwise they will have an independent kind of profession where they are at the control of things, and they do not like to have a very restrictive kind of atmosphere, that is 9 to 5. Because in the sign of Aries, Saturn will find it very hard to have a regular kind of routine, because Saturn is your career, it is your significator of career. So in the sign of Aries, Saturn would find it very difficult to have a regular 9 to 5 kind of job. So these people face challenges on that regard, and any kind of work which requires them to help people, where there is movement also, would be very good for the people with Saturn in the Aries sign. Also, you should look out for the cancellation. I have been telling in my other videos also that 80 to 90% of the times there is cancellation of debilitation which is happening, but nothing is overwritten. It means if you are having this kind of placement of Saturn, you will have to undergo that sufferings related to Saturn first, and only then the things will be balanced out, and the things will give you reversals. Because whenever there is cancellation, the things will show you reversals of the traits which that planet is exhibiting in the debilitation of that sign. So these people I have seen in many charts where they will have some problems related to their brain or related to their head region, because Aries is the first sign of zodiac. It also is about your brain power, and it is also about your head. So they have suffered epilepsy, they have suffered strokes. These people have problems related to some kind of brain disorders. Like I have seen at least 2 charts where these people had brain tumor, and luckily, if this sign of debilitation of Saturn is falling in your 3rd house, 6th house, 8th house, or 12th house, or even your 11th house, then it will not give you bad luck, because it will bring you protection. Any debilitation happening in a negative house or in a trig bhava will get balanced out. Negative in a negative sign becomes a positive. But at the same time, the living beings will suffer. So it means that the diseases will happen, but they will be neutralized in the long run. And also, you can say that the living beings, like the 3rd house is your younger sibling, so you may have a loss of a younger sibling, or you may not have a good rapport with your siblings, because Saturn is the sign of difficulties, and Mars is the sign of your younger siblings. So here you will have a bad relationship with your younger brothers and sisters. So on that account also I have seen sufferings. Now Mars is also about your blood, and Saturn is about chronicity. So these people have problems related to blood pressures or related to blood. They will be prone to some kind of diseases or obstruction in their blood, uh, in any area of their body, especially the head. Now Saturn is also about the Vat humor of your body. So many diseases which are related to the imbalance of air element in your body will be a cause of your trouble. Like it can give you knee related problems, back related problems in general, and it can give you problems related to the digestion of your body, because that is also associated with the Vat element. So you would be prone to excessive gas production in your body. So here you have to do some remedies of planet Saturn, and that will balance out the ill effects of the Aries debilitated Saturn. Also look out for the cancellation, because many a times Saturn is getting cancelled in the D9 chart. If it is falling at exact 20 degrees, it means the Navamsha would be of the Libra sign. So Saturn is exalted in the sign of Libra at 20 degrees. So if you happen to form a Navamsha of the debilitated Saturn, it will end in the Libra sign if it is at 20 degrees sharp. So if it is falling in any other nakshatra, then it will fall into some different Navamsha in your D9 chart. But if it is at exact 20 degrees, then it will be in the exaltation in your Navamsha. So it means Saturn will first teach you some lessons, and then later in your life, like in the Navamsha, if it is getting exalted, it will give you very good results. So basically, it makes you humble, it makes you learn the right path to succeed in life. It wants to give you that lesson, and you should try to be very upright in your dealings with others, because Saturn in Aries sign can also give you a bad name. So you have to have a very pleasant conduct with others and stay away from excessive anger and excessive irritability, because these are the things which are your enemies. And debilitated Saturn in the Aries sign will cause lots of damage to your reputation and your health due to excessive anger at your workplace or in general. So stay away from these things and try to propitiate the energies of Saturn, and also pray to Lord Hanuman to bless you with patience and inner strength. And you can also offer some kind of Rudrabhishek or some kind of offerings to Lord Shiva. You should become a devotee of Lord Shiva if you have a debilitated Saturn, and you can also pray to Lord Hanuman to bless you. And you can do the Vedic, you can do the Bij mantra of Saturn, that is Om Pram Preem Prom Saha Shanishcharai Namaha. So these are the mantras. This is the mantra of planet Saturn, and these are some of the remedies which you can perform to get some soothing effect of debilitated Saturn. So friends, this was all about the thoughts that I had on this debilitation of Saturn. Stay connected, and very soon I'll bring up another topic. And thank you all for being here.